Okay, so this is the moment of truth. It's very nice to see that anti-lock light gone. Yes! So, the ABS situation is now resolved, but that is not the end of this story, because I need to sort out this mess. So here you can see my interior completely stripped out for when I was trying to trace cables for the ABS fault. So one of the jobs I wanted to do while I had the interior out was to replace this SRS steering wheel, because I've had nothing problems with it. You've seen videos before where I've actually changed the bushing a couple of times and it just keeps on failing. And apparently it's quite common, because the airbag steering wheel in this car was actually originally designed for the 9000 and retroactively fitted to the Saab. So it actually is a bit too heavy for the steering column, for the actual bracket, so it does kind of weigh heavy on those bushings there and causes failures. So I'm actually going to change it for a standard steering wheel. The airbag system has never worked anyway. It wasn't even connected. None of the sensors were connected on this car, so I'm going to swap it out. So here you can see the upper steering column that I removed, and you can see the mounting points here, which is 2 on this side and 2 on the other side. Yep, so I had to use a standard steering column from a non-SRS car. So this came from a 91 900, and I had to replace the whole system right down to the whole steering column system, right down to the bottom U-joint. And you can see here, quite fiddly getting into that gap there, but yeah, it was very doable. You had to use new brackets as well to mount on the actual upper part, so that you could fit the indicator and windscreen wiper stalks. I actually decided also to replace the perished insulation that was underneath the carpet. And one of the other things I wanted to do was to wire up the rear speakers. Since I've had the car, these speakers were never actually connected. So that was another job I got to do. So then I was able to refit the carpet and start getting the interior back together, including the seats. And with everything back in place, steering wheel fitted, I was able to then take the car for inspection. So after months of trying to solve this ABS issue, replacing mechanical parts, stripping out the interior of my car, tracing cables, eventually finding a fault on a sensor and the relay, and having those repaired, and then doing the other jobs and putting everything back together and taking the car for inspection, it fails inspection, because just as the inspector was doing a test on the brakes, the ABS lights flashed up on the dashboard and the brake pedal locked out. The exact same fault I started with months ago. So it looks like I'm back to square one, although I have done some tests and I can determine that it definitely is electrical this time, and it's an intermittent fault, which is why it's been hard to find. So this isn't over, and I'm sure you're getting bored with it now, because I am really bored with it. So we'll see what we can do to resolve this, but for now, as always, see you next time on the Classic Saab Guy.